Hi, I'm Rich with Inside HPC, and we're here at LUG 2014 in Miami, and I'm here with Brent Gorda from Intel.
Hi, Rich.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, great, great. You know, we just finished day one of Lustre User Group, and I thought we'd start at the beginning, Brent. It's been almost 2 years since Intel picked up Wham Cloud, isn't it?
Year and a half.
Yeah. So what's the current state of affairs there?
The current state of affairs are excellent. Intel, as I mentioned at Christmas time a year ago, Intel is an excellent company. They really have their heart in the right place. As I presented today, Intel is one of the largest open source development corporations on the planet, with 10,000 open source developers on a huge number of projects. Intel has upped our game with respect to open source development and doing it the right way and the legal way and doing the right thing for the community. So I'm pretty impressed with the infrastructure that we've stepped into. It's pretty good.
Well, I think during your talk you said something about you have something like 75 employees at 75 locations.
Yes.
Still.
We just closed an office. We
Yeah.
3 weeks ago we had 75 people in 76 locations because we had a small office in Boulder, Colorado, down on Pearl Street.
Okay.
And so we closed that, and now we've literally got a situation where every individual works in their own space, out of their own home. 10 countries, more time zones than I've tried to count. It's the model of a distributed organization, and it works incredibly well.
Yeah. Well, let's move forward to today. There was an announcement that was pretty exciting for the community, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. What we're seeing is a trend in the community where we're starting to get much better alignment on our interests and an ability to go out and compete with a unified voice on Lustre. And so today, Seagate Xyratex offered up as a donation the URL lustre.org to OpenSFS EOFS.
Okay, yeah, and they acquired that via, well, Oracle bought Sun, who owned it, and Oracle sold it to Xyratex.
Right. And Xyratex just sold to Seagate, and Seagate has also just re-upped on the board of OpenSFS, so they are showing all signs of being equally committed to the open source Lustre project that I mentioned Intel was doing.
Yeah, so lustre.org comes back into the fold, probably get operated under the auspice of OpenSFS, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, OpenSFS and UFS seem to, go hand in hand.
So yeah.
One of them will operate it, I'm sure.
Okay. So what about Intel? I mean, you guys have made some moves in the big data area, and how does that tie in with Lustre?
So the news is that about 10 days ago or so, Intel announced a rather large investment in a company called Cloudera, which is apparently the leading distribution of Hadoop in enterprise. And so up to that, we had been working with Intel's own release of Hadoop and putting Lustre underneath that with an adaptation layer we called HAL, the Hadoop adapter for Lustre. And what that allows you to do is run Hadoop jobs on top of Lustre. So imagine you're an HPC center, and we took disks out of our nodes 15 years ago because disks break.
Right.
And so now you've got a bunch of diskless nodes, and you've got a Lustre file system across your local area network. Hadoop expects local disks, so the model doesn't quite work on this architecture. So what we've done is we've rewritten HDFS, the Hadoop file system, which is what many people have done. We've put in the smarts, though, that it understands it's on a resilient backing store, so replication is not necessary, and it's on a global store. So when you get to the reduce part of the map reduce, it's a no-op. Everybody already knows that all the data is global, and each of the nodes can just go grab the data.
Okay, so Hadoop on steroids sounds like.
Hadoop on steroids. And early information back is not only do you save money by not having to put these disks back into your nodes, but you run faster.
Well, terrific. So net, what would you say the current state of Lustre is in the community out here?
Lustre is definitely back in play, right? Lustre has a growing community. This is the largest LUG ever, I heard, right? There's close to 200 people here. We see this great alignment of interests. We see the opening of what IDC calls the high performance data analytics market, which I mentioned in my talk. It's a $750 million market now, doubling in size in the 16-17 timeframe, and it's really overlapping of HPC technologies with data analytics. Lustre is central to that. Lustre is going to play a key role here. And so what we think we're doing is for the vendor partners out there, the people who sell hardware, which I don't, we're opening up a new market for them to go expand their hardware sales into. So it's your typical expanding environment where everybody's happy and getting along, and let's go make some money and do some business here.
Yeah,
right? So it's exciting times.
take HPC out into the enterprise.
Yeah.
Exciting.